from your exam review that I wanted to get to at some point from your previous exam. But I'm ready when you are.
All right. You should have gotten one.
Okay. Checking here. Yep, got it. All right. So what are you guys covering today on your homework here? More long division, more decimal division. Okay. So it looks like you've started number 2 already.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the key things with decimal division that makes it very, very frustrating is the number on the outside has to be a whole number. And that's kind of what you're showing me here. You're like, okay, I've got to move that decimal over, which means you also have to move it over inside the root there, or not the root, the divide.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good start. It goes in 2 times, so it's 22. You subtract 38. It goes in 3 times, 33. So you're in a good spot here. And then you bring down that last 5. How many times does 11 go into 55 here?
I'm going 5 times.
5 times. Now the decimal has to come up to the same spot that it is in the number under the
Yeah.
thing. So that's your final answer. Now, do you have to check these, or do you have to?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I mean, actually, it doesn't see. I don't see a spot for it to check. So actually,
Right.
I don't think we need to.
Okay, well, if you did, this is how you would check it. As you know, you multiply, and you need to line up not the decimal. So it's not 11.0, it's 11. You line up the digits here with that. All right, so let's move on to number 3. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. Let me grab a snip here. So it's like you can't get away from the long division, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Still gonna happen. So the number on the outside here is not a decimal, so it's
a whole number.
Yeah, you just work with it. It does not go into 6, but it does go into the next number, 69. You got to figure out how many times. How many times does 8 go into 69? That's where your math facts come into play here.
6 can go into 6, or 8 can go into 69. I'm going. It can go in 8 or 7 times.
Yeah, 8 times, because 8 times
okay.
8 is 64. Very good. Eight times 8 is 64, and then you subtract.
Okay. And then that's.
Yeah, you don't need the decimal.
6. And then 8 can go into 56 7 times.
7 times, perfect.
And
you move the decimal up just like that.
Yep. And then number 4, move the decimal over 2 times. 2 times. Then 12 can go into 12 can go into 56.
So are you on to the next problem here already?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so 12 into 56. And that's a little bit more difficult, but you go 12, 24, 36, 48. Try to figure out the one that goes into it. So I think that would be 4.
Mm-hmm. And that. And that's 48. Subtract. And that would be 8. And then you bring down the 7. Okay.
Okay, so how many times does 12 go into 87? And sometimes it's easier just to write the multiples of the
Yeah.
numbers until you get the one that's closest.
And
For
the
you?
closest you would get is 84, which is 12 times 8. No, sorry, 12 times 7.
Yeah. So that's yeah, 7 times 12 is 84. Subtract, bring down the 3.
12 can go into 36 3 times.
That's right. And there's your final answer. So these are all working out nicely. They don't always do that, but this one does.
Yeah. And the next one, it's a decimal divided by a whole number.
Yeah, let me get that one up here for us to look at together. You're talking about 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this time when you move the decimal to the right inside the house there with 3,675, you actually add a 0 to the right of it. So like there's really a 0 right there. So when you move the one outside to the right and you move this one to the right, you put an extra 0 in.
Okay. Okay. 25 can go into 36 one time.
That's right.
And then that is 11. Bring down the 7. Bring down the 7. That's 117.
Yeah.
25 can go into 117.
So notice I'm just writing them out. I'm like, okay,
Times.
going up.
And go into 25 and go into 117 4 times. And that is 100.
You subtract.
17. Bring down the 5. 175. Then that can go in 8 times.
Hang on, 8 times is 200.
Oh, sorry. It can go in 7 times.
Yes.
1, 2, 5. Subtract 0. 0. 0 times. Okay, so it would just be 100. It can go in 147 times.
Yes. And
Yeah,
0.0. So
0.0.
it ended up working out, but just, we didn't, I'm sorry. The decimal is not in the right place. I'm sorry. The decimal is to the right there. Because you ask how many times it goes into 0, and that's 0 times. So the final answer is 1,470.
Yeah. 114, 28 times. No, going 2 times.
Yeah, so you move the decimal over again, this one right there. And sometimes you write the decimal up above where you're going to put for the answer.
Yeah, and then that would be 4. But you put a 0, and then you bring down the 2. And 14 can go into 42 3 times. And then that is 2. That's 42. 2. Subtract 0. So then it can go into 203.
So for this one, you would check by multiplying 203 by 14. So notice you use the new number. You don't go back to the original
Mhm.
when you're checking if you want to do that. But let's keep working through this. I see that I got some other pictures here from the other parts of the assignment. So let's go to page 2, which looks like it's mean or average.
Yeah,
And
which
we'll go. This is going to go real fast because all you got to do is add and divide. With two numbers, you don't really need to do anything. You just specify the middle number. But if you wanted to show your work, you would add and then divide.
1.5.
Yeah. The next one, so I would actually see it like I would actually do 5 next as a student. I would say, okay, 5 is a lot like 2. It's got two numbers. I know how to do that. You can
Okay,
you can
but
show the
everything
work.
is 29. And
29
then
over 2, but it's what's
two.
between 14 and 15.
Yeah,
Like you said, from
5.
it's 14.5. And then I'd probably do 8 next,
And that's 22.
divided by 2.
2 divided by 2 is 11.
Very good. Okay, now let's go back to 3 now.
Okay.
And it's no different. You just add up the numbers and divide by the number of numbers.
Yeah, what I do is 15 plus 19, and then whatever that is plus 8.
Okay, so like just to shortcut this here, you could think of it as 15 plus 9 plus 10. That's your 19.
15 plus 9, that's
24
24, plus
plus
10
the
is
10
34, plus
plus the
8
8,
is 46.
42.
42.
42. And the faster you can do this, the faster you'll get your answer. But fast and wrong is still wrong. So try to take your time to get the right answer, of course. Can you tell me what 42 divided by 3 is?
12.
Try again.
Oh, sorry. It would be 21.
That's 42 divided by 2. So if you need to, you can come off to the side here and use your division skills and work through it that way.
Yeah, there's 3 numbers, you're right. 14.12.
Just 14.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because 4 times 3 gets you the 12. There's no remainder.
Sure, so yeah. Okay. 4, 7 is 14, 5 plus 10 is 15, 14 plus 15 is 9. Okay, then 29 divided by 4.
So I think you said 22 divided by 4 like this.
Yeah.
Is that right? So this one you do have to work out a little bit more. So it goes in 5 times. And then you have to append a .0 and bring that down.
No, I said 29.
Oh, 29. Well, that does change this number. It changes to 6. It does work out a little nicer. Okay. Yeah, I'd misadded here. 24 subtract. So no, that's wrong. It goes in 7 times. That's why there's a problem. All kinds of mistakes here.
And in the middle just be, this would be 7.5.
So how many times does 4 go into 10?
4 goes into 10. 8, 2 times.
2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. subtract, and then you bring yet another 0 down.
24 can go to 20. 5 times.
5 times. There you go. And 5 times 4 is 20. And that's your final answer.
Okay. The middle of this one, the middle of 6 would just be 9.
It doesn't work like that. You're thinking of the median. That's for the next
Oh,
page.
right.
Yeah. So let's do, I would actually suggest doing 7 unless you've already started 6.
Uh,
Have you
I
already
haven't heard it yet.
Okay, let's do 7.
Okay. 11 plus 14 is 25 plus 4 is 29 plus 9 is 38.
38, yeah. So it's 38 divided by 4. So again, you go to your and this ends up being 9. Nine times 4 is 36. You subtract and get 2. Bring down the 0. How many times does 4 go into 20?
5 times.
5 times. You got to put the decimal up there, so it's 9. 5 times 4 is 20. You subtract and get 0.
Okay.
One more here.
Maybe number 6.
Okay, so sometimes it's helpful to add them in a certain order, like 3 and 12 is 15, and 9 and 16 is 25.
And then
And-
plus
and-
10, so 15 plus 25 is 40 plus 10 is 50.
Right. So the way you add numbers matters in terms of speed.
Mm-hmm.
So when you divide 50 divided by 5 is 10,
Mm-hmm.
and that's your final answer.
Yeah, as a median, middle.
Okay, so let's do number 3 first. It's shorter data sets are better to work with than larger ones. So there's an important thing there. It says in number 3 or in the instructions, it says to put them in order. This one's already in order. So when there's an even number of numbers like this one, you have to take the average of the middle 2 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find the average of those 2 numbers. 30
0.5.
plus 31 divided by 2 is 30.5.
So 30.5.
Okay.
It
So
has
let's
a
actually,
difference of 0.5.
yeah, so let's actually do 8 next. Just because it's got
Okay.
fewer numbers in it in the data set.
Okay.
So this one is not in order. So you need to reorder it. You say, okay,
0,
smallest 0 and then 1. Now, because there's an
And
odd
then
number of
middle is
numbers,
0.
yeah, that's your median right there. All right, so let's go to number 6 next.
Okay.
It's got 3 numbers in it.
20, 100, 500. Middle one would be 100.
Yeah, we like those that have an odd number of numbers.
Yeah.
All right, let's do 4 next. 4 next.
Okay. Oh, and median for number 2 is 21
How do you know?
because it's the middle one.
But you have to put them in order first.
Oh, right.
You have to put them in order. The order
Yeah.
matters. Yeah, at least in this problem. Some math problems that doesn't matter, but this one it does.
Yeah.
Some things in life order doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
wow, that's 70, not 20. So this one you've got 2 middle numbers. So you have to find the average.
Mm-hmm.
30 plus 70 divided by 2.
30 plus 70, 50.
And so let's do 2 since you mentioned it. just got to get those numbers in order. And sometimes that's the hardest part. If you need to, if it's a big data set, sometimes you cross them out as you use them. And that
Right.
helps you to make sure you haven't missed any and that you actually get them in the right order. And again, that median is the middle number when there's an odd number of numbers.
And that's 23.
Yes. All right, so last one, number 7.
And number 5.
Oh, we didn't do 5 yet? Okay.
No.
We'll do 5 after 7. So just gonna put them in order. Again, just look for the smallest one. Sometimes that, the one pops out at you. Oh, it's 1.1. The next smallest. That's why crossing them out is so useful, because it reduces the number of numbers that you're looking at.
Yeah.
And again,
And wouldn't it just be 1?
you have to add them together.
Yeah.
And divide by
Divide by 2.
the number of numbers. If you notice, every time I'm saying it the correct way, I'm saying you add the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. That way you can remember it for any size data set. 1.5 plus 2.5 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. All right, so last data set here. All right, so we're going to do this in order here. So if there's lots of ones here, so 1, 1, 1. So there's 3 1s, and then there's 2 2s, and then there's a 3, a 4, and then 2 5s. Another thing you can do is you can count the number of numbers at the end and compare it to the beginning.
And
Make sure. Another reason that might be useful is it tells you whether there's an even or an odd number of numbers.
2.
Yeah. Now notice on the outside here, there's the same number of numbers, and it's always the same number there. So that's your median. Right. I think that's everything that I got sent here. It would just help me out if we could stop a little bit short tonight. But that'll do it for us, August. I'll see you next week. And thanks for letting me help you today. Have a great night. Bye now.
Bye.